This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. It's Friday. Yeah! And we are talking Star Wars. Welcome, everyone. How are you all doing? Good morning. Good morning, panel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, how are y'all doing?
Oh, doing good. Doing
Getting
good.
over a little cold.
Oh, Dave Bob. Oh, well, hope you feel better.
Yeah,
better.
indeed, brother. I hope you feel better, brother. So this morning we are talking Star Wars. Star Wars. I can't talk yet.
Go home, Loki. You're drunk.
Oh, top of the morning there to your panel. I hope you're having a fine day.
I'm in the wrong show.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Pod Racing Palpatine. Good morning, Pat Steven Scott. Pat Steven Scott has thrown out two super chats, two $2 Canadian super chats. The first, more fire, more Wahoo Valhalla now. And the second one, he says, I love the scene where Yoda trains Spock. So good. I don't know what
Solid
you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. But thank you so very much, Pat Steven Seagal. Score!
Oh!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
It's crazy.
So funny.
I thought Snore Wars was the JJ trilogy. I'm not gonna be bringing up Disney. I can't see Disney in best of Star Wars now. Yoda train Chun Li.
Yeah.
Yoda train Chun Li, bro. Yeah. You must unlearn what you have learned. Yeah. Save you it can against Ryu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that $2 super chat, Valiant Renegade. Score!
Spartans! What is your profession?
Oh my God! It's a super chat war. That time, Valiant cosplayed as Chewbacca Fett.
Oh,
Thank you so very much for that super chat. The $2 Canadian super chat. Bad Steven Seagal. Score! Is what we're saying right now during the super chat war. Help us!
What was the subject we're supposed to be talking about again?
Best of something. It's Friday. I like to stay positive on Friday, so best of. It's the best of series. It's funny how things change from when you're a kid to when you're adult. If you guys had to say, like, this is what I loved about Star Wars when I was a kid, do you guys remember?
Hell, I wasn't a kid when I first saw it.
But you were a kid at heart.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Well, from what you saw in the beginning to what you saw now.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I was like 20 years old when I first saw Star Wars in the theater. And I will say that was the first movie that I ever went back and rewatched many times. Before that, I'd watch a movie once and then, just other, at the theater. But that one, the first one, I probably watched that thing 10 times. And that was the first time I had ever done that. So I don't know.
Oh.
It's just, the way it hit me anyway.
How awesome was it to see it in the cinema for the first time?
Oh, well, I know for me, I'm sorry. The question was, can you repeat the question again?
When you were,
I'm distracted by the Chuck Norris quote.
What was the earliest point that you remember seeing Star Wars, and how you felt about it then to how you feel about it now?
Okay, well, I know I was really little when my father had us waiting in line for something called The Empire Strikes Back. I just knew it was not a cartoon. That's all I knew. And we had to wait, I think, like 2 hours to get to see it because the theater was packed, couldn't find a seat. So we had to wait in line. And I'm just like, I can't believe I'm freaking waiting in this long line, to watch this movie. So we get in there and we, and we're watching it. And I was just sucked in by just the peril, by just how wonderful the setup was, especially the battle on Hoth. But even before that, when Luke Skywalker is out there, Han Solo went to go get him, and they're telling Leia that we have to close the doors. So there's no sign, there's no sign of Han Solo, and Leia has to make that decision to shut the blast doors, knowing pretty well that they might not survive the night. And just the way that Chewie sounded when the doors closed. I was just like, okay, I'm invested now. I was just fixated because I hadn't seen, anything like that. And just the whole story where usually it's like, the hero gets the girl, everyone saves the day and all of that. That is not how this movie turned out, but loved it. And then going to school the next day and then finding out other kids who, their parents had dragged them to see it. They're like, did you see what happened? Oh my God, that's freaking awesome. I can't believe that. And until Return of the Jedi came out, it seemed like all of just like the kids, like books, worksheets, we'd have like these little readers that would come in. I know I'm dating myself, that we would have at school, like every month that would come in. They would be like Star Wars themed to them. And it was just an amazing mythology. And, Star Wars now, I'm so not freaking invested. I was like, I don't care about these characters. I don't give a crap about these characters. The one character I did care about, they just wound up screwing Finn over. I'm like, shoot, I'm not interested anymore. It's just like you don't care about what came before enough to honor what came, before. You just decide that you want to trash that. So it's like you pretty much don't want me and you don't want my money, and I don't care if it all crashes and burns on you.
Yeah. And I've got a couple of super chats here to get me to take care of real quick. Andrew 46 and 2 with a $5 super chat. If Chuck Norris killed Palpatine, he would have stayed dead.
Yeah.
If Chuck Norris would have killed Palpatine, it would have sent Palpatine's corpse back through time, and Palpatine would have never existed. Thank you, Andrew 46 and 2. Psychodorp 9 with the $2 super chat. We don't need no stinking rails. Thank you, Psychodorp 9.
If Chuck Norris played Palpatine, that would explain why he was still alive in the next films.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's
true.
MB Geek, let's talk with the $5 super chat. You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home. Great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million. I still get chills every time I see that. Absolutely.
Well, the Powerpuff Girls did a parody of that.
Oh, that's right.
Show.
Yeah.
And it was freaking awesome.
I do remember that. Yes.
I so love the Dalek from Star Trek, R2D2.
Dalek.
Dalek. Dave G Sound with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Dave G Sound, MB Geek Let's Talk, Psychodorf 9, and Andrew 46 and a 2 for your super chats. Skol!
Long live the fighters!
And Pat S says Chewbacca was so upset someone needed to hug her. Darth Josh.
Yes. I've been waiting for you, Stone Loki.
We meet again at last. Only a master of evil, Darth.
Don't I know it? I guess I first remember seeing Star Wars. I think we rented it from Blockbuster because Blockbusters existed still.
What's a Blockbuster?
Yeah, I know. It's a place where you would rent VHS cassettes, and you would play them on your. What's a DVD? That didn't exist when I went to Blockbuster as a kid. But I think we rented it, and because I hadn't seen it yet, and I think I was about 6, 7 when Dad rented it from Blockbuster, and I was blown away because even on our tiny little TV, it was just whoa. I mean the shot of the Death Star exploding still is just amazing. It's great.
Yeah.
So that's when I fell in love with Luke Skywalker and the whole Jedi. I mean, there were so many times I took my toy lightsaber outside and just pretended to be on some adventure as Luke Skywalker. It was so. Last Jedi didn't hurt me at all.
I had the green one. The green.
That's what I had too.
And dude, that thing was like tough ass fiberglass. I mean, you could whip the shit out of a kid. You could whip the hell out of a kid, and I'm not talking about the one that like the remake ones that extended. This thing was huge and tough. I mean, you could literally beat the crap out of a kid with this. Yep. I did. I know.
And I still broke it. Still broke it.
Purple.
For me, I wasn't lucky enough to see any of the originals in the cinema because they came out before I existed.
The same here.
I miss Josh. I do remember renting them on VHS, and I think we rented them so many times. Eventually, we just had to buy them, and we wore the tapes out because we watched them so often. But you just get sucked into the story. You know, latch onto these characters, especially Princess Leia. Loved Princess Leia. She was probably my favorite character.
I know.
Colin P. Smith, Loki. Blockbuster was a movie you saw at a place called a cinema, which was so popular it made a huge amount of money. A thing of the past now.
Yeah, I made sure my kids in the mid '90s they did the the redo and they put them back in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep, I that's where I saw them on the big screen for the first time.
Yeah, that my kids, I made sure that they saw that because I wanted them to get that experience.
So the first memory I have of Star Wars, I was in a movie theater. It was when Jedi came out. And I sat there like a good little kid for most of the movie. But there was a point in Jedi where, all the Ewoks pop out and they're like, woo, 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 ah!
Mm-hmm.
And I literally jumped up in my seat. And I did that. I was like, ah! And my parents are like grabbing me, sit down, whoop, 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 whoop. And, it's like that's what I saw. I was like, okay, I'm little like that, so that's me. And it's funny how as you grow up things change. You stop seeing yourself as the little Ewok teddy bear that's kicking the shit out of a stormtrooper, and you grow up, and as I grew up I started to like, okay, well, I like Luke, and then it was like, I don't like Luke, he's whiny, I like Han. And I just thought it's funny how your perception of who am I in this movie? Who do I relate to the most in this movie? Changes over time. It's so weird how it changes over time. I guess when you become an adult and you get older, that changes too. You stop doing that as much. But I always remembered I loved the Ewoks. No matter what anybody bad has to say about the Ewoks, I loved the Ewoks when I was a kid. I thought those were the coolest things, little deadly teddy bears with spears and knives and bow and arrows. And I cried when those two die in Jedi.
Oh yeah, when the blast happens.
Yeah,
and you have the little one that's like trying to grab his friend's hand, and it's like,
yeah, he's like, come on. Yeah, he's like, come on. Oh. He sits there like, oh no!
The pathos.
Oh man! Mark Amberley Dyer with a $4.99 super chat. Seen Darth Vader's entrance for the first time at a drive-in. Terrified and fascinated. The 7-year-old Mark Amberley Tired.
Wow!
I was hooked in them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that'd be great to see the original Star Wars on a drive-in. That'd be great.
And I guess Pat S brought up earlier, she was like, you didn't even like Rogue One, Loki? I do. Even though they stole that entire concept
Kyle Katarn.
From Kyle Katarn. And they didn't even like really work on Jen. I don't want to get into too much negative stuff. Jen and Jan, same person. They just took her from the Kyle Katarn story and left out Kyle Katarn. So
and left out the cool mercenary dude, but whatever.
But I will say this: I love the rogue stuff. I love the red squadron, blue squadron. Red leader. This is blue leader. This is gold leader. I love all that shit. When they did that, I was like, holy crap! Those are the pilots. And it was little things like that you caught that I thought really made that movie. It was the end of that movie that I do love that because of the, red leader, blue leader, gold leader. You got red leader and gold leader from the original Star Wars movie. And absolutely wonderful. I thought that was absolutely wonderful.
I love that hammerhead ship they had, the rebels had.
Oh, that hit the Star Destroyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Absolutely, that was good.
Going back a little bit, back to A New Hope, because I remember seeing that like on VHS. One of the coolest things ever in that movie, the cantina scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't like you.
Everything from the music to just like
Mhm.
look at the cast of characters in this bar. And that was like one of the most used tropes going forward was, you know, if you wanted to explain to somebody how weird something is, it's like, yeah, you remember that bar on Mos Eisley It looked like that. It was just classic. I loved it.
I'm gonna tell you what. The very first time I saw that movie, and I was in the theater, sitting there in that seat, when that Star Destroyer came over chasing Leia's ship, I was literally blown away. That was the coolest thing I had ever seen in my entire life up to that point.
And that shot, that opening shot, tells you everything you need to know. Rebels, small and under-equipped. Empire, huge and powerful. It tells you everything with just that opening shot.
And the music. Dun-dun, dun, dun-dun, dun.
And the way the ship just keeps going. It's massive. It's a wonderful shot.
And the Cantina band. I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're the Cantina band. Do anybody have any requests? Play that same song. All right, we're gonna play that same song.
And what tripped me out about that music is I thought that was something that John Williams came up with. And it turns out it wasn't. It was from some classic movie. I can't remember the name of it.
Really?
Yeah, but when I heard it, I was like, are you kidding me? I thought John Williams had come up with that, but no. I think it was from like some 1930s era movie. And I'd heard that. I'm like, wow, I don't know what impressed me more, the fact that it fit or the fact that they just went back and ripped off something from an earlier time and dropped it into Star Wars. You know, let me Google and see if I can find where that come from.
That's what I'm doing right now.
There was a lot of stuff in that movie that was from older movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the battle scenes were World War II choreographed dogfights.
The Jawas were supposed to be Munchkins from The Wizard of Oz.
The opening title crawl was Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was so many things he picked and borrowed from different franchises. Then that's just like wow. It's just amazing that you just picked over all these different ideas and franchises. Flash Gordon, Wizard of Oz, all these different things, and made something that just simply amazed audiences.
And the props, if you look at the old props, they're just broom handle Mausers and the blasters, and they just use pieces of old I don't know, just machine gun muzzle hiders and all kinds of stuff, and the lightsaber that they had. The parts they had plumbing parts. They had parts of a grenade, a rifle grenade, to make Luke Skywalker's, lightsaber and everything else. The ingenuity they use just to make up those props is amazing.
Absolutely. And Mark Demling says, Loki, adult Mark appreciated the carbonite chamber scene between Han and Leia. That is Loki's favorite part in all of Star Wars. The music, the setting, and exchange of perfection, I know, is so badass.
Which is famously ad-libbed. Yep.
I know.
Brandon Wolf, $5 super chat. Too young to see the original run. My grandpa told me how awesome it was in theaters originally. He didn't like going to theaters, but damn, he loved Star Wars. Rest in peace. Thank you so very much, Brandon Wolf, for that $5 super chat. May your grandfather rest in peace, sir. Score!
Oh!
Gum Bunny, George Lucas originally had intended to have his trilogy to be of Luke's quest to find his twin sister that he didn't know he had. The Vader thing came later. Originally, Anakin, and I almost said Anakin Solo. That would be from the EU, not from the original trilogy.
Right.
Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader were two different people originally, and he combined the two, and that was when the genius struck, and it just happened. Star Wars happened.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the did any of y'all see the re-releases, the THX in theaters? Because I saw the THX in theaters and then I saw the special editions, and I wasn't sold on how Jabba looked in the original movie in Star Wars with Solo. I'm like, dude, it don't look right. He looks like plastic. He looked like shiny plastic.
Yeah, he did. The SFX on Jabba didn't really look so hot in the first release of Return of the Jedi. Everything he looked really stiff.
I'll take it over the CGI singer.
Oh yeah, I did not like that. I was like, who the heck is this person? I don't remember them. I remember Cy Snoodle, but I don't remember this person.
Well,
it was ridiculous.
I got kind of confused there for a minute because he's looking at the Twilight Dancer and he's like, Putite! I'm like, did he just say Punani? Punani? What? Putite! What? Putin, Annie.
Oh my
god. This ain't your father's Star Wars.
Oh no.
I knew Jabba was kind of twisted, but damn.
But I loved some of the creatures that they came up with. I remember first seeing a Tauntaun and wanting one really, really badly.
God, yes.
Pod Racing Palpatine with a 499 super chat. It annoys me still that the punk Skywalker blew up my Death Star. He has no concept of the dollar value of one. I'm still paying it off. Thank you so very much, Pod Racing Palpatine, for that 499 pound super chat, brother.
Once more, I will use my credit card
to destroy the Rebel Alliance. Go. And Humor and Waffles. I love this special edition simply for the Death Star battle. Those new graphics improve the dogfight scene so much. I do like, you know what, when they came out with that, I don't know how many people remember this, but when they did the flyby, the X-wing and the A-wing, or the X-wing and the Y-wing flyby, you could not see inside those cockpits in the original. It just was like, and they kind of, you could see them kind of shake, like whatever arm they were using to fly them by the green screen. It was rickety as hell. And then you see that new one and you're like, man, you could see the pilots inside the cockpits. And that did blow me away when I saw that in theaters. I was like, holy crap, look at the dudes. You can see Luke messing with his controls in the cockpit, and it's just like, damn.
Yeah, damn. I don't have an issue in particularly with the special editions when it comes to just cleaning things up, making things a little more seamless. Like in Empire, there's the shot where Han is in this hallway, and in the original, it was just a blank wall, and they added windows in the special edition. I'm fine with stuff like that, but then you have like a giant dinosaur Bronto walking right in front of the Luke's speed car thing, land speeder in A New Hope. It's like, why'd you do that? Why have a blurry dinosaur ass right in front of the camera?
They wanted to make it Jurassic Park. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. We must be cautious. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
And of course, Han shot first.
Oh,
He's the only one that shot.
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, he's the only one
Yes.
who pulled the trigger. Guido was a punk. Guido was a punk who never, you know, he said he did that. He was like, well, I wanted Han to be this blah, blah, blah. And when I looked back on it, I didn't like it. And I'm like, you know what? Han was a badass. He shot first because he was, you know, he was a smuggler. He didn't have to, he wasn't a good guy. You know, he was like right on the verge of, you know, oh, will you smuggle spice? That's going to be someone who shoots first.
Right.
And he's like, oh, well, when I look back on it, I wanted him to be a hero. And I'm like, no, that's not at all.
He's a rogue. That's
He's
the
a
character
rogue.
arc it's the character arc you gave him.
He's a Humphrey Bogart type.
McClunky. Why was that added?
McClunky. Apparently that's something that that's something he says as a kid. Okay, so there is a scene in Phantom Menace that was cut where they're pushing this little green kid around, and apparently that's Guido.
Yes.
Yeah. And
yes, there's the deleted scene from Phantom.
And that's something he's supposed to call them then, is McClunky. That's something he was supposed to call them, and they never included that. And then they come out with this weird extra edition where he curses McClunky. And you're like, why does that matter? Who the hell cares if he says McClunky in a deleted scene in Phantom Menace, and you're gonna have him say it in the first Star Wars movie? Like, oh look, it connects. Really?
Because Greedo's the linchpin. Everyone knows this.
Yeah, well, you can also say that any rock you saw was geoed.
Oh, and a $5 super chat from RC from the NYC. Morning Loki, morning panel, morning chat. Hope everyone is well and safe. We are, and we are talking Star Wars this morning. Thank you so very much for that $5 super chat, RC. Score!
The asteroids.
Guido was in it, not Han, in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, he fights young Anakin.
Yeah, and he gets pushed down, and he's like, McClunky. So what?
Yeah,
dude, you are tinkering with things that no one gives a shit about, and then you're like destroying things we all love and care about. Han shot first because he was a badass. He wasn't a nice guy. He wasn't a good guy. He got pulled into something and it changed him. And it was all that love for Leia, which is why in the future, anyone screwing with that needs to be drug out on the street and have the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm talking to you, Luke, current day Lucasfilm Story Group.
Okay, let's keep it positive.
Yes, positive.
Good thoughts. Good
thoughts. If you had to pick one moment, we'll start with Purple and work our way around. Hopefully, the Reina Creole's back by then. If you had to pick one moment, if you could only have one moment in Star Wars, I know mine, and that is, I love you. I know it's the carbonite chamber scene. That means so much to me because that's my vision of a great relationship. I don't know. That's my as an evolution with Star Wars, going from that kid that liked the Ewoks to liking Luke to loving Han to later in my 20s loving that relationship between Han and Leia, loving that scene. That was like I love it. I love it. I don't know why that's my favorite scene. Maybe I'm a softie, I don't know, but it is. So if you had to pick one thing that you could take away, just one, what would it be?
So like our favorite scene in total, or
favorite anything? I mean,
Okay.
what is your one thing? If you could only take one thing out of Star Wars, at one thing, movies, whatever, doesn't matter what it is. I know a lot of people don't know video games and stuff like that, but if you could pick any one thing and that's all you could pick, what would it be?
For me, it would be Vader's redemption. After he saved Luke and he's dying, and that last scene where he takes off his helmet and gets to look at his son with his own eyes, that always choked me up. Vader, up until that point, had been this terrifying, mysterious villain, and to see him human again, especially after we see what happened to him in the prequel trilogy, really kind of hit home for me. I think that's what makes him such an enduring character. Not enduring villain, but enduring character.
Pattis, I love you. I don't do PDAs. I'm sorry. I know. I don't do PDAs. I'm a Jedi like my father. Yeah, great part. It's not how the Force works.
If I see you threw me when you said in all of Star Wars, including like video games and stuff too, because now I'm thinking of Knights of the Old Republic, which is my all-time favorite video game.
Yeah, Revan. Holy shit.
Oh, damn, that is such a solid game. But ultimately, when I think of Star Wars, I think of fun adventure. So I would probably have to go with the first Death Star fight sequence, from A New Hope. I'd probably go with that one. Because it's exciting. You care about the characters by that point, and the music, and then they also having the understanding of the tension of maybe not have music right now and just let the sound and the characters speak for themselves for a little while and kind of help build up the tension, and then it comes back in when Luke's team has to start their run. So and just the excitement of Han coming in and saving the day at the end, it's wonderful. So I'd probably go with that. But Knights of the Old Republic, that entire damn game is really close.
That'd be a hard thing. That scene at the end with the Death Star and going into Empire, watching the Battle of Hoth, the Battle of Echo Base.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could choose between the two. I really don't. I love both. I really love both of them, and it'd be really hard for me anyway, to choose between the two. MB Geek Let's Talk has a $5 super chat. Ghost of Tsushima is being made into a movie. I'm not cool with this. I think it would be better as a TV series. And YHWH, if they try to woke it. It's being made by the guy that did the John Wick movies. So I don't know. I don't think they will. But I don't know. I would much rather see it as a series too. MB Geek. Brandon Wolf with $5 super chat. Revan's Redemption. I am an absolute KOTOR simp. The Carthonassia aside. Yes, of course. Forget Carth. I love KOTOR and KOTOR 2. I was always evil in those. Hashtag blame Loki. Of course, I was always evil. I was always the villain. Thank you.
Evil?
And speaking of evil, here's an evil skull for both of you. Skull!
God, I want to punch an old woman in the face!
Yes. Dave Bob.
The woman in the face. I guess it's Rihanna's turn now.
No, it's yours. It's yours.
Oh,
I think she's still on a call.
As far as the scene and just looking back on it in Empire when Vader revealed that he was Luke's father, I was shocked. And I mean, I can remember that to this day. I mean, I was shocked to my core. And I was 23, 24 years old at the time. I mean, it just literally shocked me. That right there, you know, that just cemented that show was, you know, one for the books. It was going to be one of my all-time favorites.
Are you suggesting your expectations were subverted?
In a good way.
Oh wow! So it is possible to do it.
Yeah,
as long as you're a talented writer. Interesting.
As long as your head is not planet size.
You know, I remember asking my dad. I was like, "You saw that when it first came out?" He goes, "Oh yeah." I was like, "What did you think when he told him that?" He said, "I didn't believe him. I thought he was lying." He said, "I didn't believe him. I thought he was playing with him." And he goes, "It wasn't until later, towards the further into the movie, where Luke sits up and he's like, 'Father,' and Vader's like, 'Son.'" He goes, "Then I knew it was true." He was like, "Because I didn't think you could lie through the Force." And he obviously could, you know, as soon as he told him that, it was like they could talk to each other through the Force. And he goes, I knew then it was true. But at first I thought he was just messing with him and playing with him. I was like, wow, I never even thought about, like, it's just like a foregone conclusion to know, yes, spoiler alert, Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. Turning your whole party Sith in KOTOR 2, priceless. Andrew 46 and 2.
Wait, you could even get Mira to be evil?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I never got that one. Okay.
Yes, you could get Mira to be evil, and she tortures Lobaka, or whatever his name is. That the Wookiee on Malachor 5. She tortures him if you turn her evil. So yeah, you can turn her evil. You just got to have enough good. You got to have enough relationship with her to turn her.
Okay. I'll have to replay it.
Thank you. So
I have a goal in mind now.
Yes, turn Mira to the dark side. We need an Emperor skull now. Thank you so very much for that super chat, Andrew 46 and a 2. Skull. Burning it all down in Brandon Wolf and Adega Outlaw Dash Rendar. Yes. Adega Outlaw and Brandon Wolf. Dash Rendar was a cool character who never got enough love. And Brandon Wolf, Dash Rendar, is a badass. Yes, absolutely. I loved, you know what? I remember all these things filling the Star Wars gap. And there was this gap, guys, where we didn't have new Star Wars stuff. We didn't have new movies. We didn't have new television shows. We had games and we had books. And I want to tell you something. Some of those games, like the X-Wing game that came out on PC, there was this big, giant manual. It almost looked like a dictionary. And you open this thing up and it had the story, the entire story of the character you were playing in the X-Wing game. From how you got recruited when you flew for the Empire, because guess what? You used to fly a TIE fighter. That's what you learned on, was a TIE fighter. And then you got off planet with a group of rebels and joined the rebellion. So that's how before you ever play in the game, that there's this giant story. And then as the decades go by in this game, you meet the guy who blew up the Death Star, because you weren't at the Battle of Yavin 4. You got there after that, and you helped the rebels get off planet before the Empire could get them. But you meet this rebel, and he gives you this medallion, and this rebel is Luke Skywalker, and he tells you you've got this thing called the Force, and you don't understand what it is, and you don't get what it means, but it allows you to focus, like laser pinpoint focus. And one day Luke's gonna get a group together and revive the Jedi, and he wants you to be a part of it. And you read through this book, and it's like this giant story. I remember staying up late at night with a flashlight, like hiding behind the bed, like, hope they don't see me, hope they don't see the light, and reading this giant book for a game that has this story in it that you'd never know was there. Even if you played the game, you'd never know that, hey, you've got something called the Force. And when you get angry, all kinds of bad shit can happen when you get angry. And it was like this cool thing. And there's so many things like that are just not there anymore. They're just not there. You don't get that with the stories. And Reina Creole, welcome back. We were talking about, if you could only take one thing from Star Wars, one thing, what would it be?
Wow, that's a loaded question.
Uh-huh.
Droids are friends. No, I'm just kidding. Wow, that really is a tough one. Major takeaway from Star Wars. Oh God, that's just so not a fair question, Loki.
It's not. I know. You have to pick one thing and that's it. Yeah.
Oh man. If I had to pick one theme, it's that sometimes, no matter how irredeemable someone may seem to be, there usually is a chance for redemption. And they should be given that chance. If you give them that chance and they F it up, that's something different. But I would say that's the biggest takeaway, because that's kind of like what hit me the most in Return of the Jedi, when Luke had a chance to literally kill his father. And we thought he was well on the way, to doing that. And he stopped. He stopped. It was just like, kind of thinking, okay, I really wanted to give my father a chance at redemption. I can't turn into that path he went down that I'm trying to pull him back from.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to pick one out, I would probably say that.
And Obi-Wan and Yoda kind of told him, you're going to have to confront him. Almost like you're going to have to, you're going to have to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like Yoda and Obi-Wan were encouraging him to take him out. Because even Obi-Wan was like, he's more machine now than man, twisted and evil.
Mm-hmm.
Once you go down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny, as it did Obi-Wan's apprentice. Like, you'll never come back from this, ever. So don't even try and bring him back. And he does it. He does it. The stubborn SOB actually does it. Yeah. And Mags with a $10 super chat. Thank you so very much, Mags. And she said, I can't pinpoint my favorite moment. All of it was my favorite. The best thing from Star Wars was watching the OT on repeat with my older brothers. No one can take away those wonderful memories. No.
That's nice.
My mom traveled a lot when I was a kid. She owned her own business and she traveled a lot. And there was a lot of times where it was just me and my dad. Which was weird, because in my early life, it was just me and my mom, because he was flying off aircraft carriers. So it's like everything swapped. I went from having my dad around having my mom around all the time and my dad being gone, to the opposite, my mom being gone and my dad being around, and staying up with him watching those movies. You know, when we're on Star Wars, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. You know, and it was just, yeah, staying up and watching those movies with my dad. I absolutely positively agree with you, Max. Thank you so very much for that $10 super chat. And I'm going to give you some toxic femininity. Skull!
Wow.
Oh, Arnold, you killed my mother, you killed my father, you killed my people. You stole my father's sword. James Earl Jones is such a pimp because he's like, must have been in my youth.
He so is.
Oh my God. Oh.
I may have to go back and watch that movie now.
Yes, yeah, it must have been in my youth. Like you know, just whatever. It must have been when I was a young kid. Oh shit. Crucify him. Oh my Lord.
My
Yeah.
favorite scene is when he prays to Crom and
Crom.
like, and if you do not listen, the hell with you.
The hell with you. I have no need of you. Oh my God. Yeah, some of the greatest stuff is in that movie, man. You know, when his dad's talking to him at the beginning, you know, and he's pointing at the sword, this you can trust. You know, you can't trust men, you can't trust animals, you can't trust anything but except for this sword. This you can trust. Yeah. And it even has a Valkyrie in it at the end of it. You know, live forever.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will never forget James Earl Jones, who is just a badass. He's a badass in Star Wars. He's a badass in anything he's in. He was badass as Greer in the Jack Ryan movies. Just absolute badass. We got to do a James Earl Jones show.
Yes, we do.
Do you want to do that next week? Do you guys want to do that next week?
That would be awesome.
Oh,
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams, yeah. Field of Dreams coming to America. He's a king. He's got a fucking lion. He's got a lion. He's got like a lion head.
It's a lion.
Bandala.
Another movie called A Family Thing. That was cool too.
James Earl Jones was everybody's father in the 80s. Yes, absolutely.
Pretty much.
But yeah, God, just it must have been in my youth. Just, so nonchalantly just
was he in Exorcist 2? Was that the one
where he
turns
into Exorcist?
Was that the one where he turns into a cougar? I don't remember.
I know he turns into a snake in Conan.
Right, but I think he turned into a cougar in Exorcist 2, I think.
James Earl Jones was the voice of a generation. Chris Persia, yes.
Well, he's got the greatest voice in the human histories.
So yeah, I was thinking about doing the Alien franchise next week, but you know what? Screw that. We're gonna do James Earl Jones. So I'm not one to give out homework, but guys, watch your favorite James Earl Jones movie or movies.
Okay.
Okay.
If you just have to.
I know I'm gonna watch Field of Dreams and I'm gonna watch Conan and yeah, I mean, that's just absolutely badass.
Brandon Wolf, even his voice makes CNN sound authoritative.
Yes, this is CNN. Mags, Obi-Wan's death scene, Luke taking that in stride and stepping up to the plate. Echo Base, I love you. I know Darth Vader, father reveal, and the redemption of him are all the best moments.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't believe he's gone. Great kid, don't get penisy.
Someone's seen the Family Guy special.
Somebody, I love the Family. Dude, I think that Blue Harvest, something Dark Side, and whatever the other one's called. I think those are better than the damn sequel trilogy. That's just my
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely is.
Soul Assassin. James Earl Jones can read the phone book and make it sound epic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. One of the greatest actors, voice. It doesn't matter. Actors, voice actors. You know, who here on this panel right now, because I'll admit it, I'm man enough to admit it. Who here cried when Mufasa died?
Oh God.
Oh man, how could you
Okay.
not?
First off, I was 10, so I just want to throw that out there. But yes, I was crying in the theater.
How could you not? There's
Yeah.
2 movies where I like cried like that. The first was in Lion King, and the second was in Toy Story 3.
Oh,
The ending. Yeah.
The ending in Toy Story 3.
It's a
Beginning
shame they
of
didn't make a. It's a shame they didn't make a 4th one.
mhm. What do you guys got coming up? We'll start with Reina Creole. What do you got coming up? I know you got a lunch table coming up.
Oh yeah. So we have a lunch table today at 12 noon. Our co-host with Fat Steven Seagal, and our guest will be Comicsgate artist Vinny Tardamella. So
Ooh,
nice.
Our guest for today. And then, of course, on Sunday at 8 p.m., I have the Welcome to Florida live stream. We talk all kinds of crazy stuff about Florida. And
those
Sunday,
streams are
we're gonna be-
amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Sunday, we're going to be talking about Daytona Beach.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Daytona Beach,
right.
the craziness, about Daytona Beach. So we're going to talk about that. And Tuesday at 5 p.m., my After School special shows are now live on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. And this Tuesday, Amanda from Amanda G Presents is going to be on, and we are going to be talking and showing G.I. Joe comics.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that.
Not ones by Aubrey Citizen, right?
The reason I say I don't know is because I have a whole stash of comics that I had from like 20 years ago that I'm starting to go through.
Okay.
and
Okay.
I
Then
just
those
feel-
should be fine.
Okay, because there are like a ton of them, like early
yeah.
late 80s, early 90s, or something like that. So we're gonna go through them, and I have to bag them actually first. Again.
Before we move on really quick, did you guys know that there is a cut scene, a deleted scenes from G.I. Joe the movie where they go to Duke's funeral?
No.
And they cut that, and they've got that little scene. Hey, y'all, Duke's gonna be okay. Yay! Right at the end, and that's all they ever say about it because of the backlash of Optimus Prime dying in Transformers.
Wow. Yeah, that was it.
I had no idea they were gonna kill Duke. And they didn't, and they throw that little scene in there. I mean, it's just like all the G.I. Joes are standing there, and they're like, "Hey, Duke's gonna be okay." You never see the guy who says it, and they're like, "Yay!" Yeah, because
so it's like in Dragon Ball when Nappa destroys the cargo robots, quote unquote. It's like, oh, it's just the cargo robot. Like, yeah, that was a plane. That was with people. You don't try to pretend that it wasn't people.
Man.
I love translations that try to. Oh no one died. No one died.
No, it's okay. It's really okay.
What about you, Josh? What do you got coming up?
As always, I'll be on Afternoon Discord and Delight with Heirs of Chaos tomorrow. We are going to try to redo the Star Trek Into Darkness video that we attempted doing last week with Lady Gravemaster, which that conversation then went off the rails, and we just had a wonderful conversation with Lady Gravemaster, and as opposed to watching the video. So we'll be trying to do that, and it's allergy season here, so I have not had a chance to record anything. So I hope I will be able to start recording again soon, and that's what we got going on.
Cool. Dark Shadow Logan says, "Cobra, la 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 la." Yes. Cobra. I got a I don't even know where it is. One of those Cobra tanks. I got the Cobra tank the other day. I was like, oh my God, it's like flashback flashback retro toy. It's like the Cobra tank with the black one. Yeah, anyway, I love that thing. I haven't opened it yet. It's in my closet. I've got like 20 million toys in my closet waiting to put up because I don't have anywhere to put them. Purple, what are you doing?
I've got my Friday show coming up in just a little bit, and then on Sunday, fingers crossed, I will be joined by Echo Base for our Sunday show.
Hell
Nice.
yes.
Nice.
Hell yes.
I'm
What are you
looking forward
guys
to
going to
that.
be talking about?
We're just going to be talking about Echo Base, I think, and just kind of having a really cool discussion about them and getting to know them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, don't let Nick sweep you off your feet. He has a reputation.
You
Yeah,
old
he's a
smoothie.
reputation. He used to. Word is he used to tour with 9 Inch Nails. Anyway,
Oh.
ask him about that. See how well that turns out. Adega Outlaw's pointing a finger up. Adega Outlaw, Team 4-star is my canon. Nothing else exists, but. And the illustrious Purple Valkyrie rides in just over an hour. His Tank, yes, the His Tank. Thank you, Adega Outlaw. It is the His Tank, Pat S. and Adega Outlaw for the win. Yes, the His Tank, the Cobra His Tank is the one I got. Thank you. I can't think of names for shit. I just can't. I'm getting old. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and talking Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I love old Star Wars. I can't stand Star Wars. And we will be back with James Earl Jones. I know I'm going to get in as many James Earl Jones movies as I possibly can before next Friday. So everyone take care. Have a great weekend. We will be back Monday, and we've got a member stream coming up on Monday. So anyone that is in the membership, be ready. I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll do pop-ins. We'll do open mic, so we can all hang out and talk. We did the giveaway last week. Yes, last week. Yeah, I think so. Last week we gave away a coffee mug on trivia night. So everyone take care. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.